Golfers, are you sick and tired of making faulty, off-plane backswings like these scenarios here? If one of those faulty backswings is you, and it probably is, it's then affecting your downswing, and consequently, you're not hitting anywhere near as many solid shots as you would like. Keep watching this video, and we're going to fix your faulty off-plane backswing instantly, forever, with perhaps the easiest golf drill you've ever seen. Stick around. The million-dollar question is, why are we off-plane with our initial backswing move? It can be a multitude of things, quite frankly. Often it's a posture-based situation where we're not giving ourselves the best chance due to not being in an athletic setup. It could just simply be the fact of the matter, we don't even know what being on plane is. You know, we hear these commentators on TV all the time talking about that, but maybe we don't even know what it is. So let me explain it to you, let me show you, and we're going to fix it, finally, once and for all. Regarding posture, if we're set too far into the heels or too much towards the toes, it's automatically affecting the chance of us making the best possible swing. It's a balance issue. So for most of us, if we can be set at address with the weight primarily at like the balls or the middle portion of the feet, we're giving ourselves a much better chance. But those scenarios you saw at the start of the video here is where the end of the grip was pushing out and away from me. I was off plane with that swing instantaneously. The other scenario is where the end of the grip pushes out and away from me again. However, then the club head starts to get pulled too far behind me. Yet again, instantly off plane and too under the shaft plane. The other scenario was where the end of the grip was pulling too in, and I was literally brushing my trail pocket or trail leg. Yet again, that's pulling the club head way under the plane, too far behind me, really limiting my chance of making the best possible downswing. Let me explain this in a little greater detail. When you see most touring professionals, they do what I'm about to show you here in a moment. And what I mean is this. Using a short to mid iron, let's call it 8 iron through 5 iron or so, you're seeing roughly, approximately, a softball gap here between the end of the grip and the body. A little bit of breathing room, as I usually call it. From there, I'm giving myself a chance to make a great backswing. However, when this gap increases and this softball gets bigger, like scenario 1, where the club was working out here, that softball is now turning into like a basketball or a beach ball. Again, I'm instantaneously off plane, very much limiting my chance of getting that club back on plane. The other scenario, when the handle pushed out, yet again, that softball of gap in here was increasing, and then the club head got pulled behind my hands. The third scenario is when that softball of gap, this came too in this way, and I decreased that space, and then the club got pulled too far behind me, under the plane. So if we can be set in this position, good posture, and we can keep and maintain this gap or space with the initial backswing move where the hands are working back about a foot, foot and a half, that initial backswing move, we're giving ourselves a way better chance to make a more on-plane backswing. To help encourage that to happen, simply grab what every one of you have laying around at home, an empty shoebox. There is literally no excuse to not do this drill. Everybody's got a shoebox. I'm a big proponent of training aids. I've got a ton of them here in my training studio. However, I've always tried to find household items that will help you make better swings. I don't want students to feel the need to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on expensive training aids when we can use household items. So the shoebox is great. I've been telling students for over 30 years, throw a shoebox in the back of the trunk. So when you pop the trunk and grab your clubs and hit balls next time, you've got a shoebox ready to rock and roll. Now, simply take the box and lay it somewhere parallel to your imaginary target line. And then what I do here in the training studio is I'll take a couple of tees so that I can stabilize the box. We don't want this box moving around. What I often say to students though is at home, what I would do, I would put a bunch of golf balls in that box or put a brick. I mean, put something heavy in there so the box doesn't twist and rotate on you. So when we have this set right here like this, let's stabilize it with a couple of tees. I usually put a couple in the back like this, put one off on the side over here somewhere, and then one over here near the front. So now what we're going to do, we're going to rest the club right on the shoebox. From here, as a right-handed golfer, I always get myself positioned on the far left side of the shoebox, so I have more meat, so to speak, of the shoebox here to work with. As I then lay this shaft on the shoebox, I want to do this slowly so I can feel it, but I want to ride the shaft along the top of the box. It doesn't get any easier than that. And when that happens, you are keeping this softball of gap here with this 7-iron very consistent with that initial move. Now when you do this, you want to have some turn of the body. That is essential. This is only a backswing only drill. But as you work to the top, and hopefully you can hear the audio with this as I trace the top of it. So you can really hear that there, and you want to feel that as well. Again, when this is stabilized with a brick or some golf balls in there, that box won't be turning and twisting and moving around. So from here, as I work back, as I break free from the edge of the box here, that's about where I want to start getting a little hinging of the wrists and getting the club to start working, quote unquote, more up. From there, you're seeing the end of the grip that's now pointed essentially at the target line. I just made an incredibly good on-plane backswing. I have increased, yet again, the chance of now this club returning to impact much more so than the swings that you saw from those earlier examples with those very poor off-plane backswings. If you happen to have a shoebox that is a little bit longer than a normal shoebox, all the better. But the key with this, I can't express it enough, is you want to feel that shaft riding along the shoebox with the initial move, because if that club starts to work out this way, the butt end of the grip, the softball as I keep referring to, is this gap here increases in space, I'm instantaneously off the shoebox. Conversely, if I had the example of the end of the grip decreasing this gap or space, and the end of the grip it was almost brushing my right leg, right pocket, you could see for sure that shoebox, I'm knocking it over. So give this drill a try. I would do this many, many times over and over and over and over to feel that. Do it slowly. You could certainly work, up to the top. And then from there, you would be feeling as if you're going to come down and crush the edge of the box here from the inside of the target line. But again, as I mentioned, this is just a backswing drill. So hopefully you got something out of that video today. I know if you give that a little bit of time, a little bit of chance, a little opportunity to work on that, there's no doubt you're going to see better backswings and better downswings and better overall shots. And as I tell my students all the time, Don't assume you're doing something. Verify it with video. We all have a beautiful HD camera on our phones. Quite frankly, there's no excuse not to film your swing. So please verify it. I want you to have that verification of if you're doing the drill correctly or not. That would be great if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. It will help me to grow my channel and help me provide more weekly free content for you. And as always, I'm going to offer you a free swing analysis. All you need to do, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Doesn't get any easier than that. Down in the description, you'll see the website. It'll take you to my website where you can then send me some swings using the free V1 Golf app. Thanks for watching and hope to see some of your swings soon.